this record is going to be called Dear Universe. I mean, that's obviously like a little phrase. It's like you're writing a letter. I think it started as like a song title. Yeah, like I had an album years ago called Heavy Feathers, and it's just kind of like two words. I thought just sounded really smashed up beneath each other. So I actually was going to do this project about 2 years ago. I got sidetracked with some other groups and some other projects and stuff, so I kind of put this on ice. I'm in another band called Lifer, and those guys, some of those fellas are out on tour, so I was like, man, this would be a great time to kind of flesh out some of those songs I had sitting. So we're doing 10 songs in 14 days, which is pretty tough, and we're going to come right down to the last minute. There's an energy you can capture if you kind of like laser focus on something, get excited about it, and get the job done.
Did the world let you down?
This is my childhood home. I like learned to ride a bike on these streets. Right down the street is Ben's house. We used to hang out there a lot, play music back in his bedroom. First show I ever played in my life was right here, 92, 93. You know, I do remember that we did like the cardinal sin. Like we started a song and like fucked it up and stopped and started it over again, which is like, that's like the no-no. So that was about 30 years ago. My first band, Seed, we got booted out of my parents' garage by the neighbor. This was called Gooseberries. This was a bar back in the day. This was where the first Breaking Benjamin show was with the 4 original cats. That was probably about 1998. And we used to play up here at the pool. You know, obviously there was no internet, so there was like gave kids something to do. Swimming and rocking. My buddy Lola. Lola, do you like this song? I guess people know me as the hard rocking guitar guy, but this for me is like a different creative outlet, and I can get out other parts of my personality, and I can write lyrics that belting them out for me is a different side of me than I did when I write with other bands, or I'm just the guitar player. I just kind of had the guitar parts and maybe not the vocals and stuff. Those songs go elsewhere, and then these are more the ones where I had some sort of fully realized vision for each song, or the lyrics mean something to me. There's something about them that I don't ship them out to other guys or other bands I'm in. So when you're in like a dedicated band, especially if you're successful, sometimes you can get into that like, let's stick to the script, or let's stay in our lane. We know it works, let's not veer too far off with this. There's not quite like a group thing of being like, oh, we're not doing that song, it doesn't fit. We're a punk band, we're not doing that song. That's a cool aspect to this, yeah. For better or for worse, I'm kind of doing it by myself in kind of a vacuum situation, because I like write all the instruments. I write all the drum beats and the keyboard parts and the guitar parts and the bass and the singing, the vocals. So that takes a long time. I'd rather work with people. I don't love working by myself. So that part of this animal kind of sucks, but I like getting in here and doing it with the other guys here, bouncing ideas back and forth between each other. As far as the production goes on this record, I'm working with Paul Smith. We're at his great studio. It's called 8 Days a Week. My good friend John Novak is playing bass. We were also in another band called Earshot. My good friend Nick Coyle mixed the album. He knocked it out of the park. I wanted real strings, and so I invited my friend Nike Van Wyk. I'm fortunate enough to be surrounded by people where I trust their instincts and their opinions. friend Jeremy Hummel was playing the drums. Because we have this like great working chemistry, and we played together and made enough records and toured a lot in our old band, Breaking Benjamin. So it was cool to work with him again. It was like we picked up right where we left off. We're gonna have Alex Lyson from Rush rep a solo. I know Alex for a long time now. I'm in another band called Lifer, and he produced our first record. Obviously a great musician, and we just stay in touch over the years. A little documentary right there, baby. Boom. That's it, man. It's just kind of like a new batch of songs. For better or for worse, there's no rules to it. There's like an immediacy to what you're doing. You're like, alright, this counts.